Yeah, I am actually on what I call the busy road today. It is Saturday morning, and I just decided to be in the middle of the street. This is just where my energy brought me this morning. To want to be, what I call a public area. It is so funny how the whole thing behind endurance running has been misrepresented, should I say. When we hear the word marathon, we think it means pain and all this type of, you gotta do it at a certain time. But once you begin to understand the whole essence behind endurance running, you look at running from a different point of view. You begin to see as a way to communicate to your higher self, very slowly, moving the steps. It's pretty much like moving your feet in a slow manner, one foot after the other. That's what it's all about. Putting one foot in front of the other. I mean, if you ever tell me many years ago that I would enjoy putting one foot in front of the other and making jogging, running the marathon extremely so relaxing and easy, I would literally think you crazy. But because of my ability, or shall I say, or my sense of thinking of wanting to just pray and focus my mind and think about things that I did not understand and wanting to know more, I spend half of my life on my feet just thinking and just educating myself while I move at the same time. It is so funny that how one can think that running or jogging is educational is absolutely just doesn't make no sense. But that's what it has become for me over the last years. That's why I began to call it meditative jogging. That's the reason why every morning for many years it's almost like now I've started this thing, I just gotta finish it out. Really, really amazed and truly grateful. As you can see, I do this thing with compassion. Looking at all the roads right here, it's pretty quiet today, this morning. That's why I actually come this route. And it's just been something that I cannot even explain anymore. I cannot begin to explain how I feel about this thing anymore. It blew me away. I've read a lot of books on this journey where even when I'm reading in the morning, when I'm reading a heavy book and my eyes are moving through the words, at that moment I might look like see if the things that the book is saying is not being well understood. But the moment I begin to run, it's like my brain automatically comprehends those things without me realizing. I think the key thing to memories is believing in your subconscious mind that you remember the words. And it's really funny because that is how I begin to feel. It just really amazed me. I cannot comprehend it. And it's just really amazing to me. It also brings education to a new meaning. Because a lot of times when we automatically think of somebody that likes to do sport or run, we barely think of educational next to it. We barely think of, actually that was my alarm going off saying it's time to either meditate or begin to chant again. Because what I did, I set this alarm to where every 1 hour I chant and I'm home. And what it does, allows me to focus on the mind, the body, every part of my body that I want to put energy into, I'm able to do that. So this whole thing is very educational for me. Educational. A lot of reading, and I mean heavy reading. I mean books that makes you just question. And the more I do it, I realize I really don't know as much as I think I do. I begin to realize that life is more of an educational purpose each time and each day when we wake up. I was talking yesterday and one of my friends told me, oh, forget about the last 15 years. It has been dead and buried and gone. So I'm looking at, oh, wow, that's interesting. It has. She is right. So when I come out like this, I think about different things, different ideologies. I expand my mind more. And it allows me to question a lot of things. It's amazing how there's a part of our brain that, when not used properly, it shuts down to a certain logical, educational entity, I'll call it. So when that side of the brain is not open, certain things by a different individual is very easily convinced. We don't take time to actually ask our own inner self, what do you think? How do you do this? So to actually say, I think today is marathon number 60. Can't wait to get to 100 and just keep on. And since there's no speed involved, it's all about relaxing and using that chi to move your body. It really makes it a lot easier. So when I do these things, my recovery is just to sleep. The only hard part of it all is being consistent with my push-ups and the yoga stretching. So pretty much I call my yoga calisthenic yoga, meaning I do the push-ups. Then get into the yoga pose to where I begin to breathe into every single tightness of my body. And without being in a hurry. Sometimes every time I do it, it adds at least an hour to my run. But the purpose of it is just amazing how powerful the body can become. So you begin to breathe in slowly into your body, and you'll be amazed the things that started to come into your mind, the power that your mind develops. It's beautiful plane over me. It's a little cloudy today. And my thought process right now is just of silence, almost. It's funny how I can literally just get up and move one foot in front of the other from here all the way to California and back. Just stop, eat, stretch, and keep it moving. Really, really amazing to me how our body is actually designed to go that further. And to think, I wouldn't say I'm overwhelmed with educational researches, but I look forward to wanting to learn more, with the realization that there is so much to learn and I can never stop learning. So the roads are getting a little smaller. And this route that I choose today. So I've got to stay focused on this winding road as it begins to get small. Because sometimes I just like to just come out on this type of road and just go and just listen to the birds and just think of life from a different perspective. So with gratitude, I salute this morning, and let me focus. The road is getting smaller. And I'm going to say, happy Saturday.